Beautiful people. It is Major, my mama's favorite hope dealer. And I am excited to bring to you episode 5. We're 5 in for the hope in between with myself, Major, and Eunice Elliott. Eunice, how are you feeling today?
You know what? I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fighting a little bit of a bug with all the travel, but I feel good mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I feel good. What about you? How are you
Right.
feeling?
You know what? I'm good. I had a lot on my plate this day and over the weekend. It's been a lot, but I definitely took intentional moments to catch my breath, of which I am probably going to encourage all of us to do right now. So before we
Yes.
really get into the week, let's do that. Let's take a moment to catch our breath, to be present in it. Let's take a deep breath in on three. One, two, three, and let it out. A deep breath in on three. One, two, three, let it out. All right, and this time, consider all of your worries, consider all of your fears, all of your concerns, the burdens, the responsibility, the job, the pulls, the tugs, the push, the good, the triumphs, the gladness, all of it. Let's take it in. Deep breath in. Let it out. That right there is surrender. Surrender to what the present moment has in store for us. For the one listening, I guarantee you, if you take good stewardship of your inhale and exhale, catching your breath, you will find that it is greater reward than you can really value. Um, Life pushes, life frustrates, life does all the life things, but don't let it do what it does, so much so that you don't take intentional moments to catch your breath. That is the gift of life and the promise of destiny fulfilled, that you have breath in your body so that the next moment can be fully lived. All right. So, Eunice, do tell the weekend, how was it?
I had a good weekend. I'm still on the road. I was in Kansas City. First time in Kansas
Ooh.
City. And let me say, after the show, there was a line for me. I said, you know what? They think I'm Taylor Swift. I get it a lot on the street. And I said, these people think I am Taylor Swift. And I signed everything. I sold everything. It was great. So I had a great time in Kansas City. And then I got to
Oh,
come back to
epic,
Birmingham
epic.
and do a show at a theater here that I had not been in that theater since I was a kid. It's where the Birmingham Children's Theater is. And so I got to perform there when I got back in town. But like I said, I'm fighting a little bit of a bug, but just in that breathing exercise, I'm excited because I was able to inhale through my nose. So I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
Yo, it's funny because as I was inhaling, I was like, and I'm like, start. I'm like, oh, shoot. I forget it's not just visual because people gonna be listening. Like,
Exactly.
why he do all that?
No, seriously, I inhaled and I was like, wait, breath air went in. Okay. So but I'm good. I feel good. I think it's more important that I feel good more so than, any kind of little, bugs I might be fighting, especially after the week that was. So the weekend was good after the week that was. What about you? Your weekend? Your
Woo!
week that was.
Heavy, 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 heavy,
Was it
heavy.
heavy for you?
Absolutely heavy. The
Talk to me about the
results,
heaviness. What was the
let me
heaviness
tell
for
you,
you?
much of it was connected to the results of our election.
Okay.
Um, and not just because so and so was voted in, DT was voted in as president, but because there are legitimate fears in a lot of people other than those from my own community of experience, my own normal dwelling. There are a lot of people that are very scared, that are very confused, that are very terrified, unsure of what's next. For me, my faith center is what kind of informs how I move. but my humanity also it dictates how I move in many instances. And often that's how we generally respond first, to our humanity and not our faith. And so, wrestling with that as an empath, we've talked about it on episodes past. My heart broke because I could literally see and hear the cries of the nation, the parts of the nation that are literally wondering, is it all over for me? Do I belong here? I've been working this hard. I didn't work this hard to see it turn to this.
Hmm.
And so I think everyone's hope has been put to the great test. And our faith has been put to the great test. Our joy, we'll get into that. But yeah, it's
I didn't feel any of that. You know what I felt?
mm,
I felt probably not. I think he will not be our next president. I think, if anything, okay, no. So it has not affected me in a heavy way, because
well, I
it's not just like a disbelief. There is literally no way, based on what we are seeing as far as voting. So I turned my television off the night of the returns, probably around 8:30. Once I started seeing his number get over like 200, I was like, yeah, I'm done, because I felt in my spirit this has been compromised. Okay. And I still believe that. Now, what's funny is I joke with my friends because we're reading all the different things and why it seems like some nefarious activity has happened. It's hard to believe, or I would encourage no one to believe, that a cheater who has cheated in two previous elections would now not cheat. That's number
yeah.
one. Number two, this particular person has never won the popular vote against Hillary or Biden, and now he got 13 million more of the popular vote. Also, Ann, um, so many people's ballots that they're looking at now voted straight Democrat ticket, but voted for him for president.
Yeah,
Also,
something's
Ann,
off. Something's off.
He won every swing state. So I think Elon Musk involvement,
Something something
Elon Musk's relationship with Putin, I think it's all going to come out. I think that's why he's been kind of quiet. And I think that's why the Democrats have been kind of quiet. And I feel very encouraged that the right person will be sworn in January 20th. And I also can say, with all that information and belief, I said, and this is how an insurrection begins. I'll be there
yeah.
January 6th this year.
Well,
Next
I'll
year,
say,
I'll be there.
wow, wow. Well, I honestly am not surprised at your position, because of the fact that our last episode we talked about, is worry worth the investment?
Yes.
Um, is it ever really worth it? And you kind of spoke about how you've arrived in your life
Yeah.
evolution to the point where it's like it is what it's going to be, and
It serves no purpose for
it
me.
serves no
Yeah.
purpose. And I definitely, I watched that episode back, was encouraged by it, was challenged by it. And so I think that disposition is one that is a steadfastness. Actually, it's like, and so it is so, and so am I.
Right.
Like it is just like
You
it's,
sent me
yeah,
that the next day. You sent me that devotion. And I remember part of it says your circumstances cannot dictate your position. Whether you are
yeah.
happy or sad, it can't be based on what's going on in the world. It's got to be an inside job. Now, obviously, we're all affected by the world, and as an empath, we're affected. But when I tell you, I have not felt the heaviness. Now, I may have cussed out an older white man last night, but I felt like he needed it, and I felt better after I did it. He was blocking the intersection, and he felt like he was in the right. So that felt good. I wanted to circle the block and go back and do it some more.
Well, I mean, like I just gotta call it as I'm seeing it. I mean, there's a lot of people that are emboldened to acting a bit more indignant now, a bit more overtly racist and particular. And I've seen it. I saw it. I'm seeing a lot of videos of people's experiences since the election results have come out. I was in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio. I had a show that I was hosting and opened for Kingdom Image Awards. And in Ohio, there's a demo there, outside of the community that I was in. And it was kind of clear who they voted for. And that energy was very present. Wildly after the results, I remember going to I was working out, believe it or not, Major's working out. And
I can tell. I can tell. I told you last. Oh
okay.
no, I didn't have my glasses on. That's what it was. You remember?
So
I said, "You looking good." I said, "What is it? What's different about you?" And I said, "Oh no, there you go. There you go. That's you."
there he is.
There
No,
he
but
is.
I was working out, and there's this guy that's passing his, and he's walking, white guy, and all, like, literally it was the weirdest day after the election in LA. The wind gusts were like rapid and extreme. We were outside, everything's blowing, trees are going crazy. It literally almost felt like, are we about to have a hurricane, or like what
Mm-hmm.
is stirring up? And I remember after finishing my workout, and I worked out like I was, my trainer was like, "Yo, like what's happening?" Shout out to Derek Thomas. But after, I see this guy walking and he's making circles around the whole field, and I stop him and I say, "Hey man, I just have it on my heart to say I understand what the election turned out to be. We got to do this thing called life together. So let's do it peacefully." I just said it. I just said it. And he says, "I appreciate that, man." He says, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And I said, "What's your name?" And he said, "Mark." And I said, "My name is Major." And it was just so cool to have that interaction, but I needed it because I know what I felt. And I grew up with a lot of Marks. I grew up with a lot of Sallys and all that stuff, and Alex and all that, the white folk.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm used to communities that kind of get quiet when there's conversations about race and issues that plague things outside of their comfort. And so I needed that, that exchange. And it felt really, really affirming for my spirit, because at the end of the day, I got to live with whatever the cards have
Mm-hmm.
dealt.
So
Yeah.
that's interesting. So I mushed every white person I saw in the face as soon as they walked in. That's interesting.
Lies you tell. Lies you tell.
No, but you know what? This is the thing about, the first time he was elected in 2016, I was heartbroken. I was crestfallen. I cried. It was devastating. Also, the fact that I had to then turn around and get on the news and talk about it. I didn't feel that this year. One, because I felt like, okay, I can't wait until the investigation results come out and they show that this man cheated and we just can move on. But also, let's say that he is installed as the 47th president. I think this idea of racism, misogyny, patriarchy, capitalism, xenophobia, transphobia, all the things, they are created to be a distraction from your journey. And I'd be good and gosh dog dang if I ever spend one breath trying to convince someone I'm a human to live a good life. And I feel like the energy of the oppressor is a reflection of their struggle with themselves. And so if
Very
they can
good.
give you the struggle, it's like if somebody says, aha, look at your nose. That's somebody who don't like their nose.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my nose are good. And so when someone tries to put something on you, as simple as the color of your skin as why you are less than, that is a knowing they have of themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's so clear, it's cognitive dissonance, that they've done a brilliant, brilliant job with the system they've created here, because so many people self-loathing. Women will really say, I don't think a woman should lead. Black people will really say, I don't think a black person should be in charge. Like, and so they've done the job. It's absolute brilliance in how you can condition someone to believe the worst of themselves. And you see it reflected in how they support people who remind them of themselves. So I don't
Oof.
feel the heaviness. I don't feel any despair. I feel hopeful and excited about what's next for me in my life. And I just have not been in the position or in the condition of asking anybody for permission of what kind of life I get to live.
Yo,
That
you're
part.
on it. That part, that much,
That part.
all of that goodness.
Yes.
I
And as a black woman,
and as a black
and
woman, yes.
another thing, as the
Yeah.
most denigrated, disrespected segment of the population on this chair planet, We have a natural exuberance, not strong Black woman, no, a natural joy and warmth and nurturing and humanitarianism that's a part of us that, you know what? Do better. Come harder. What you got? This ain't even that. Not for us. So I'm saying, no, I'm not looking for nobody to sing Kumbaya with. And like I said, get me on the right day. My mouth is watering just to cut you through some. But, you know, it's
Listen,
all good.
listen. Your posture is one that is to be admired, and I also think to be modeled, because I think that that's honestly the way in which we are to show up in all of this. Like, I mean, it's really wow. I do know that one of the conversations right now is that a lot of Black women are just tired. And this election has brought spotlight to the perpetual endurance and weight of the Black woman in so many ways. How you still have to show up and smile even after defeat,
Uh-huh.
even if it's cheated defeat or manipulated defeat. You still have to show up strong and positive
But that's the
and
thing, Major. Let me stop you there. It's not
but
that
listen,
we
we can
we
go.
have to show up.
Listen,
It's we feel strong. It is a genuine feeling of okay, I got you. I see you. The it's not a
I don't think
contrived
all.
smile or strength.
No,
It
no,
is
I don't
literally
think that.
watch what I do now. Watch this right here.
I don't think that's my questioning. I don't think that's where I'm not believing. What I'm saying is there's an expectation. There's
Mm-hmm.
literally an expectation that is on us. Even as a Black people, it's
Yeah, yeah.
on us to bounce to joy, running into our theme for the show.
Yes.
Everyone, the theme for today's show is choose joy, choosing joy anyway,
Mm-hmm.
choosing joy anyway. And I think this is a perfect segue to get into that point because we're speaking about the perspective of the Black woman. And while the Black woman often has to choose by nature, they choose joy anyway, and they feel an unction to do so. I do think that societal pressures do a great number on upholding the expectation.
Well, we're expected to be strong Black women. That's what I'm saying. That's the caricature of us. And that's not a gift. That's not a blessing. That's not anything that I would put on my chest and say, oh, I'm a strong Black woman. No, baby. Don't play with me. I don't put myself in positions where I have to be the strongest one in the room. Like, that's not my
Right,
fight.
right.
But you know what it is for Black women? If I had to give a visual, it would be like if you're watching an action movie and there's like a fist fight
Mhm.
and that guy gets that one good hit in the lip. And you know, when that person gets knocked out and then they feel the pain, they taste the blood, and they laugh, and that means I'm about to come on. You know what I'm saying? It's that moment of, oh, you think you did something. Watch this right here.
Mm.
And I think Black women, uniquely so, have built our entire lives on watch this right here. You left
Yeah,
me with these kids. Watch this right here.
yeah,
You stole from me, you raped me, you sold my family, you killed my. Watch this right here. And so I
yeah,
feel like that's what this season is. I don't feel a heaviness as a Black woman. I don't feel downtrodden. I don't feel discouraged. I feel okay. Watch this right here. And I feel like VP Harris's concession speech that I didn't even watch in its entirety because it's too heartbreaking for me. I felt like the energy of it was watch this
yeah.
right here. Even down to how she walked away from the podium.
I was profoundly impressed, proud of her, proud of culture for all that she represented,
Yes.
proud of the intersection that she represented, the audacity of hope, as Obama often puts it. You know, I saw hope in real time. I saw joy chosen in real time. Like this is not the type of defeat that you think, because what I've done has given so many permission to do that and then some.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been remarkable. It would be interesting to see what comes of the investigations on things, because you're right, it doesn't add up at all, not
It
even
doesn't.
close. but
Yeah.
but I don't want to like move into the realm of conspiracy yet, right now, because I think that there's so much to still talk in as it relates to the joy conversation and choosing
Hmm.
joy. And
Exactly.
our listeners beyond politics, wrestle with the choosing of joy almost every single day, with in every single space, be it family, be it work, be it the church, be it on the road,
Hmm. Yeah.
be it driving. You see how many folks get caught up with road rage. Are you a road rager?
I was last night.
Lord have
Well, I wasn't a
mercy.
road rager. There was an entitled white man blocking a road, and I blew my horn, tapped it lightly, and he said, "They told me to come right here." I said, "That's great, but you're blocking the road." And he said, "Well, they
Mm.
told me," and I said, "That congratulations. I need you to move so I can get by."
Eunice, Eunice, be careful out there talking like that to people.
Talking like that. So you think you can block a road where I cannot pass safely, and I need to be careful how I talk? Last night, and then the
Yes.
security guard came over because he saw it. And he tells the man, "Oh no, she was here performing the show." I said, "He don't need none of my business. I don't have to justify why he needs to get the blankety blank blank out of the way."
Yeah. Okay. All right. So,
So
Eunice,
no,
take a
I'm not a
deep
road
breath in.
rager. No, no,
Take a deep
I'm not a
breath
road
in.
rager. I'm not a
Take a
road
deep.
rager. No, let me
Let's
say
take a
this about
deep
road
breath
rage.
in. Let's let
No,
it out.
no, like I said, last night that felt my spirit. But here's the thing: I'm not a road rager, and let me tell you why. When people cut you off or won't let you over, or all the things people do, road ragers, what it tells me is this person does not win at life. They have to win at turning first to feel good. They have to be in front of you to feel superior. No, I do not participate in road rage. You get there, do what you got to do. Because if this is your win for the day, baby, I'm gonna say I pray for you. I don't mean it.
Ah,
I don't
I
mean it.
said I said a prayer for you. I
I
got you,
I, I didn't
and you
mean it.
don't
I didn't
mean it.
mean it.
But
I don't mean
listen,
it.
on the topic of choosing joy anyway, I have said this and I'll say it again. We do not need the permission of our storm, circumstance, challenge, difficulty, frustration, reality to choose joy. We don't need the permission of those things to choose joy. We choose it anyway. Because I think what joy does is joy has a way of lifting you above the plight of circumstance, the misfortune of circumstance, and it agrees with the positives that are actually always there. As my good sister Eunice Elliott said before, goodness is a baseline.
Mm-hmm.
It's the baseline. It's the negativity that we give attention to because it comes at random and it comes in few and we can spot it. But if we really realize that we can hang our energy on the baseline of goodness, that joy actually can be our portion more often than not. And I
Mm-hmm.
think you arrive at that by way of gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
When you acknowledge the things that are working for you, the things that have worked for you, and the distance you've gone from the point of not having to having right now. Because the fact of the matter is, we actually are praying different prayers. We're praying from the point of an answered prayer, and now it's just new challenges. And so when you acknowledge it that way, you can find yourself being able to wardrobe yourself in joy
Mm-hmm.
and take on whatever come what may,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
have a good time in it. um I find it to be really real. What is your definition of joy?
For me, joy is very synonymous with peace.
Hmm.
Um and
Yes.
gratitude. I
Yes.
express gratitude. I wouldn't even know how to count it, but I find myself being
Woo!
grateful nonstop, and I'll say it out loud. It might just be my puppy came and sat next to me, and I'm grateful. I love that we're affectionate. I love that I can be in my home and feel safe. I mean, so it could be any. I love that this water turns on when
Yeah.
I go to the faucet. I love,
Come on. Come on.
and so it's like all the time, every day. And like I said, even Just breathing just now is like, oh, you're getting better because your nose has been very congested. So I acknowledge when a thing is not a thing and when it is a thing. I just hired somebody to paint a space in my house, the ceilings. And
Yeah.
it's costing money. And I like to paint myself. And so I had to say, okay, I would rather not try to climb a ladder and get to this is gonna be peace in me paying this person. Well, why did he drop the bucket of paint on the stairs that I just refinished? He had a drop cloth down, but he stepped on the drop cloth and it pulled the bucket over. And I heard the paint glug, 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 glug. Okay. And I looked over and I said, oh my. He says, well, that's why we have a drop cloth down. But I'm seeing the paint I just purchased on the cloth. And I'm seeing some of it on my floor, my hardwood floor. And this is what I took from it. You can get up latex paint with dish soap and a wet towel. So I learned that today through that experience. But guess what I knew? I knew he felt bad that had happened. I knew it was an accident. It didn't make me question his ability and talent. And I learned something for future reference is, oh, just go get some dish soap and a towel and get the paint up off the wood. So there's no reason for me to
So
have anything. Yeah.
you chose peace, you chose joy anyway, in the midst of knowing the circumstances were the circumstance, but understanding at the end of the day, there's a way of resolve. There's a way of,
And you learn
or
from it.
even if it wasn't, it's just you're just,
You
it's
learn
not
from
that
it. You
serious.
learn it's not that serious, but you could think of I didn't pay this man all this money. I just refinished these stairs. He dropped his paint. I bought the paint. It's a list of things that could have been the pop off. For what? So a lot of times I tell people I don't really believe in bad experiences. I believe you can experience things that you didn't want and you didn't desire, you didn't enjoy, but you learn from it, hopefully. Don't just let it be something and you didn't learn from it. It's like, oh, I know not to do that no more. Oh, that's so good to know. That is some
Namur.
great information to have. I have a friend who I don't believe is going to listen to this podcast. But anyway, someone that she's in a deep relationship with has told her, "Hey, this is how I am. This how I've been. Deal with it." And I said to her, "That is some great information." Well, she feels
Mm,
disappointed by that, and I'm like, "Girl, that is the best information you can have because you don't have to proceed with any kind of other idea or hope for that."
yeah.
He gave you some really great
You have
information,
clarity. You have clarity. Take the
but she didn't
information
have
and move
clarity.
accordingly.
She didn't have the clarity. And I thought, what else this person got to tell you? They're not changing. They're not interested in changing. They see that you have a challenge with what's the problem is. And they said, oh well,
She didn't
brother.
accept clarity. Clarity was presented to her, but she didn't accept it.
But how many
And
people don't choose joy because they're not accepting the clarity of the situation? I think you have a harder time choosing joy when you're still trying to make it be something that it ain't. Accept it for what it is. Oh, this ain't gonna be that. That is so good to know. Versus, I'm unsure, I'm anxious. Well, maybe next week, maybe tomorrow, maybe if I change, maybe if I do that. Oh, that is so good to know. I don't have to do that no more. That's good. I
mm,
like that. I'm blessed. I'm choosing
mm.
joy. Now that's also why I ain't never got no man. But that's not the topic for today. But once you tell me and show me this is it, baby, you
Beautiful
ain't got
people
to
that are
tell me
listening.
twice. You ain't got to
If you
tell me
have
twice.
an educated man who loves the
Tell
Lord,
me.
loves his family, is single, doesn't love his family that he's
I
made.
was
I'm
gonna
talking about
say.
the family that he comes from. Send
No,
him this way to a
no,
Eunice
child. I'm
Elliott.
busy. I'm booked and busy. Not this way, not this season.
Sure. The seasons are changing, but our joy can remain. I
It's a choice. I wake up and choose it, right? I wake up and I think of my day.
mm,
What do I want to get done today? How do I want to move about the day? What challenges are probably that I can see coming up based on a phone call, an email, or meeting? How am I going to show up in that moment? I decide that before I get out the bed.
yeah.
And then I live up to my expectation of myself for the intention that I set before I even started.
So I have a song called Joy in the Battle. By the way, do you like my hat? Do you
I
notice I
do
rock the
like your
joy
hat. It
hat?
doesn't say hope, it says joy.
It says joy today. It's a part of the major hope line, but it's just a prototype. But the hope hats you can get on my website, majorhopefoundation.org. And you can get the Hope Trucker hats. But these, it's funny because a lot of people ask me where they can get this one. I'm like, no, you can't. You can't get these.
It's just
These are
the
just
prototype.
these are
One of
ones
one.
of one.
Ones of one.
Ah, yes. And I rocked them actually during the campaign, the Harris campaign. Just in theme. It was wild because I have a song called Joy in the Battle that was my single prior to this new single, I Prayed for You, that is seeming to get a lot of love.
Mm-hmm.
It just went to radio, and radio's embracing it. People are digging my cover art for it and all that good stuff. So I'm really excited. I Prayed for You is a new hope anthem. But before that released, we had Joy in the Battle, and the message is simple. It says, "I'm just a man who's lost some things and left with memories. I'm just a man who's growing older. I've made some friends along the way, and I've made some enemies, but I pray they're all good in their soul. I've seen the reasons and the meanings and the seasons change. I've seen the magic come and go. I fell in love with shiny things I thought would warm me up. I felt the heat when it turned cold. All over me, they want my peace, but they won't get it. I hear the devil steady knocking at my door. But I'm just a man who's lost some things and left with memories. Still, I believe there's so much more. Here's the part, Eunice. I got joy in the battle, joy in my victory. I keep my eyes to the heavens so my joy never slips from me. Joy in the battle, joy on this journey set for me. Oh, and when they see me coming, they gonna see I got this joy all over me. And those are bars of how to really do this life thing, because the wind will blow, the storm will storm, the annoying will annoying, but joy is there for the choosing in all of it. Because every storm runs out of rain. Every storm runs out of rain.
Joy
Yeah,
is infectious. It's infectious. And if you can be the source of someone else's joy, there's very few things that will top that.
that's
I
right.
think as a comedian, as an artist, it's that thing, it's not so much ego driven, like, oh, they think I'm great, they think I'm talented. It's, oh, they feel good.
Yes.
Um, and that's something that people are being more communicative to me recently about what they feel from when they consume me. And
Yeah.
two words that have been repeated by several people in several different spaces, and it makes me so proud. It's not, oh, you're so funny. Well, I'm hilarious, but not that.
Yes,
It's
you
not that
are.
it's so funny or so whatever. It's your warmth and energy.
That's it.
And so for me, if people can feel my warmth and my energy just by my presence, hey, now I'm the most successful I've ever been, right? Don't ask my credit score, don't check my bank account, because those aren't the things by which I judge myself. But I'm saying, if you can make someone feel your warmth and energy and know it's sincere, it's not contrived, it's not performative, it's not, hi, how are you? It's not that. I'm talking about the most realest things we're gonna talk about. But I'm being authentic, I'm being sincere. I do a joke about chin hair, being a woman growing chin hair. And it's a joke based on vanity, and the
Mhm.
annoyance of being a woman growing a beard. But I've been amazed at how many women have reached out to me and say, "Hey, I've been struggling with PCOS. I've been so insecure, and you made me laugh about something I hate about myself."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What are we talking about? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
So it's those moments that you were feeling bad about that. And then I get on stage in front of a crowd and talk about mine. There's power in that. It's community in that. But it's also
You give
joyful. It's
what you
joyful.
do, you're an agent of that access. You're an agent of that embrace. And I think you acknowledging that now is super sweet, because at the end of the day, we need more of it. This life is heavy enough. We have enough things we can focus on and cry about and
Right.
wallow in, but at the end
And
of the
you
day,
have
there's
enough, and you
quite a
have
bit of
enough of that, right? We had
there's
enough
but
of that.
there's enough of the goodness too. And I think that we just in duty, in natural nature, just kind of cause people to level up into it, because it's like, yo, it's the air is sweeter up here. It is good up
Yes.
here.
But you
It
do
is
that when
good
you
up here.
perform. You do that when you perform. I think I told you the first time I saw you, I said, "Oh, this is what a free black man looks like."
Yeah, yeah. I remember you saying
You
that.
know,
Yeah.
it was from your styling, the way you dress, the way you perform, the way you engage with the audience, the way you know what, you trust your instrument. I'm not a singer, right? So I would never just open my mouth and hope for the best. Like as far as
Joy
a
is
note
freedom. Joy is
or run,
liberation.
you know?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, this man is free." And sometimes if you aren't free, one, you don't recognize it, or if you aren't free, you resent it. But if you are free, you revel in it. You get excited about it.
I will say that my mama, I got to give my mama credit on that. She had a way of instilling discipline, but also providing space for us to fully show up as we weather life and as we abide and regard and respect. But it was a space to stretch and to fully be in that. Wow. I joy and happiness are two different things in my book. I
Mhm.
think they are close relatives, but one is predicated on happenings, while the other is a posture and a conditioning that doesn't need the permission of things
Yeah,
for it to be chosen.
I agree with that. I
Would you
like that
agree?
definition. So
Yeah.
happy is the one that's based on happenings.
Yes.
I received that because you know what? I'm a joyful person. And when I'm not winning at capitalism, I'm still joyful. But when I get some money, I be happy.
That's right. That's right.
I
That's
be
right.
happy.
Yeah, that's right.
Think that money don't make you happy. It do.
It does. It does. It does. It
Yeah.
does.
But I'm joyful regardless, right? It's like my condition
Woo.
is a joyful condition. But drop some in that bank account and you gonna see me happy.
Come on. You're
That's the
on it.
difference. That's the
So
difference.
so let's call out some things that bring you joy. What are some
Oh,
things that bring you joy?
I have a lot.
Okay, go. Run them off.
Okay. So my mom brings me joy. And it's different than the loving my mom. I think I think people assume, and we assume people love their moms, but that's not everybody's gift and blessing, right? But my mom, I have joy in my relationship with my mom. My dogs bring me joy. My house brings me joy. My friends bring me joy. You bring me joy. This podcast brings me joy. Doing comedy brings me joy. Writing,
Don't be trying to talk over
writing,
real fast when you say I bring
because
you joy.
you gonna misunderstand what I said. You all right how you is now. Calm down. And
Go ahead.
but no, but getting to share perspectives brings me joy. Talking to people I
Yes.
respect brings me joy. Um, Learning about people, feeling, growing, learning, being educated, being exposed to new and different things bring me joy. I get excited when I learn something new.
Yeah,
So I
same.
mean, I'm a joyful person, but it really does not take a lot to excite me. The paint today, I stood there and I said, I don't want you to think I'm supervising you, but I literally like to watch paint dry. Like
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is so
yeah.
exciting. This is being done. I love this. And so, you know, yeah, it's a lot of things. What's your top five? I would say I know top two, not number two, but go ahead. What's the rest of your list?
Ah! My joy, I get joy when I think about what he's done for me.
Beep.
I literally get joy when I think about the goodness of God. It hits me because I'm not deserving of so much.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like I really get joy. Like I could have been taken out a long time ago by a mistake or
yeah.
misstep or whatever, but I'm so grateful. I'm about to weep like a deacon. Um uh but I also get joy with friendships. Friendships mean a lot to me. I get joy, like you said, learning new things and being in environments that encourage the learning, that give the grace for the process and the journey of learning.
Hmm.
I don't really get joy being around people that know it all and don't really give you room to know it too.
Right.
um I get joy when I'm able to operate in my gift, when I hit stages and I'm able to pour into people and see people light up from the exchange. the exchange, and not just me giving and them taking,
Yeah.
but me
Yeah.
also receiving. And 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 I also get joy from old folks, sitting with old folks. I love elders, man. The
Same.
wisdom,
Same.
the wisdom. Ah, man, that is such a beautiful feeling. There's so much joy there. Yeah, that's my top five.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the rest of my list, I'm joking. No,
What
uh,
are the things that make you happy?
money,
Money. Being
money.
able to pay some bills, being able to
Well,
pay
you
some
know what?
bills.
Let me say this about money. I've never been motivated by money, and I think that is reflected in how much money I tend to have at any given time. I've left really high-paying jobs. My six-figure contract, I left 6 months into a 3-year deal. So that's never been my motivation. But when I get money, I'll be like, "Oh, I like this."
Get money.
I like it when I have it, but I'm not motivated by it. So it's
Mhm.
kind of like I don't know. It's a lot of things I could probably do to get more money, and I'm not motivated to do it to get the money, right? But when I
Yeah.
get money, I'd be happy. So I don't know what to
I
describe
get
that as.
happy. I get happy when I eat good food.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say food, but food, good conversation, good drink, my
Woo!
bed. I mean, it's a long
Yeah,
list of.
my bed makes me happy too
My bed makes
sometimes.
me
Like I
very
just like,
happy. Listen, when I get in
yeah.
my bed, I'm like, listen, I really would invite everybody to my bed, and it don't sound right, but I want everybody, like, sometimes I'll
You
look
want
at my,
everybody in your bed.
not everybody. I said not everybody, but some people, just to see how I feel in the bed. I don't even got to be there. I could be somewhere else.
Right.
Why you do that? Why
Listen,
you set me up to be who I
but you
am?
did the Jackie did.
But
Nah.
you know what? Sometimes the joys that I have because I'm an empath will make me sad. And I'll give you an example.
Mm.
Because like how you can say I'm not deserving sometimes, and I don't want to get sad thinking about it. And you talking about weeping. I thought about it, and I almost don't want to say it because I'm probably gonna cry for eyelash.
Do it. Do it.
I'm being for real now. I'm a thug.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Sometimes I will get sad when I think about how much better my dogs live than some children.
Hmm. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I'll think of some man and I think my dogs live better than him. And then I feel okay again. It's a
you weren't gonna sit
pendulum.
on
It's
that
a
long.
pendulum.
I knew you weren't gonna sit on that long. You're like zoom, zoom.
No, seriously. My dogs are well fed and loved and cared for, and how many children don't have those basics, right? And so sometimes I could get sad having that very clear realization that my dogs live better than a lot of children in this world. That breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. And
Yeah.
it's the same
Yeah.
way, when I see people, in Los Angeles with the unhoused community, I would always feel very heavy stepping over a
Yes.
human
Same.
body. That's just, so the joy is I have a home, I have a car, I have resources, but there is a heaviness attached to my blessing in other situations. So that's
Yeah.
a boundary I have had to create for myself at different times, is to let my joy
Yeah.
be my joy and not always
Woo.
have to feel the other side of it for someone else.
Mm. I think that the two can coexist, but let your joy be your joy.
Yeah. You have
I love
permission to
that.
be
I think
joyful. Yeah.
for those that are listening, you heard Eunice, and that's really, really good. Let your joy be your joy. Don't feel guilty for
Yeah.
being able to arrive there. If anything, let it be an inspiration for other people to arrive there, because remember, joy is not the the permission or the evidence or the reality of things being completely lined up as you
Right.
would ultimately want them to be. It's a conditioning, it's a posture. It's a way of thinking that allows you to weather through whatever the condition
Yeah.
is and find your peace, ride the wave of gratitude, and enjoy the evolution of what the present is giving to you. This was a great episode. This feels really good yet again. We're getting really good at this.
Are we getting good at
And I'm
this?
and I'm really excited. I really hope that people watching, I do hope that people listening are moved. I think I hope you are encouraged. I think you should be. If you're not, play it back because you'll probably be distracted. But yeah, choose joy anyway. I have a last message that I want to leave, and it's one of my pep talks, something that I think could help you every morning. It's called Great Morning Sunshine. And my Pep Talks album, the Major Hope Pep Talks album, is available everywhere you get your music. But Great Morning Sunshine is track one on the Pep Talks. And I think it's really good. If you don't get it, listen to this. But this is how we approach it. Great morning sunshine. It's a new day. And by amazing grace, the good Lord decided you could be trusted with it. So let's show our gratitude by deciding to make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Fact is yesterday. Tomorrow will be tomorrow. But today is today. Right here, right now. Let's get it. Take a moment to say thank you and mean it. Now, let's stretch it out. Come on, let's do it, Eunice. Let's stretch it out. Align your breathing and decide what deserves your energy next. Let me help you pick right. If it leads to progress and healthy development, consider it worthy. If it's going to put you in a space that ain't too healthy, let them wait. Let them wait. Today will be a good day. Say that. Today will be a good day.
Today
Say
will be a good day. Today
today will be
is
a
a
good
good day.
day. Today is a good day. Let's choose joy anyway, beautiful people. My name is Major, my mama's favorite hope dealer, and this is the Hope in Between with Major and my sister Eunice Elliott. Eunice, tell the people until next time.
Until next time, thank you, Major.
Yeah.